Oh, everyone. Today I decided I would make a quick video because I realized that when I did my gallery clearing, because sometimes you have to clear out things that you don't need or whatever. I had cleared out my video talking about who owned the plus plus era for Luna. And I'm mad at myself for doing that because I'm like, what the fuck was why would you do that? So even though my Luna albums are upstairs, I got more of them. I don't know if you ever watched my unboxings of them or not. I didn't do why buy why simply because I did that on Instagram, which is Ollie here hair, like it's her name, hey, but then with an re, it's a pun, and then underscore xx my heart. That's my Instagram. That's my fan account. It's got more followers than my YouTube does, but that's because I'm better at managing it than YouTube. I can't post all the time on YouTube. And I unboxed it there. I got it finally. I got Eve as my photo card, and then I got Kim Lip's album. So I have Kim Lip, Why Bye Why, the normal version, and then I got the limited B version of Plus Plus, and I got Olivia Hayes' debut album. And so I have all four of those upstairs, but I can't exactly go and get it because I sprained my leg. I can't really walk on it still. So that's why my videos have mainly been downstairs and in a different location. I get different. It's still my house. But today I wanted to do a quick video talking about ranking the members in the plus plus era. Now the plus plus era has two separate subsections of eras for me, because one is favorite and one is high high. And I know favorite is just the pre-release or whatever, but there were enough stages for me to judge, like, okay, who owns the concept of favorite? Who killed the concept of favorite? Because high high and favorite are so different from each other that it's like, why would I separate these two eras? So it's who owned Luna's debut, basically, but in two different categories. So, like, I am going to count favorite in the overall whole plus plus album, but on its own, like as a pre-release single, I'm going to judge the members based on who I thought owned that, because it can be a little different. So my first pick for who I felt owned the plus plus era is firstly Kim Lip. Oh my god. Her platinum blonde hair is unstoppable. To be honest, I am going to do, when all the teasers come out of Luna, I'm going to do a more in-depth hair review because of, reasons. I don't know. I like their hair. I pay attention to hair and clothes too when it comes to idols and stuff. Though I'm a little bit more accepting of some outfits than most other people are. I wanted to do rankings of each Luna member's worst and best eras, in my opinion, based on what happened with them. So, like, Kim Lip during the favorite era just owned it. She had every facial expression on point. Her platinum blonde hair is still my favorite. I don't care what anyone says. Her platinum grayish blonde hair is just iconic. It's still my favorite. I'm a little upset with what they did in the Bye Bye teaser of Kim Lip. I'm like, I feel bad for her hair. I'm like, what happened? But not for the brown, but it's like for the half red, half blonde. Like, what's that about, BBC? I don't, because it's dyed so bad too. I'm like, you could at least try to dye it better. I'm sorry, I'm getting on a tangent about how much I already know that this is going to be Kim Lip's worst hair era so far. Just from knowing how good her hair has been in other eras. But like Kim Lip in Favorite, her lines were amazing, but her like look and vibe was killer on stage and in the dance and just facial expressions too. Like bitch popped off. Like she snapped. Like Kimberly Lippington, I love you so much. Like, ugh, she's so pretty. And then I picked 2 members because when there's 12 members, I can't not pick 2. I mean, there might be a time where I might pick more than 2, like 3 or something, but you're never going to see me go over 3. With bigger groups, it's really hard for me to pick one definitive person's era because, I don't know, it's just a thing with me. There's too many good-looking people that it's hard for me to pick just one person for the era. Unless that era was just so their era that it hit me in the face. And with Luna so far, they've had 2 people hit me in the face. Kim Lip, and then for Favorite, also Eve. Because Eve got the iconic dance break. She looked so into it whenever she performed Favorite on stage. She did it for the gays. The gays are blessed by Eve's presence. Like, Eve's lines were also really fitting in the song because the song seemed really powerful. Well, not seemed, it was very powerful. And, you know, she had that lower toned voice, so I felt like it fit into the song better than some of the other songs that she's been a part of. Like, ugh, Eve is so pretty. But yeah, that's Favorite. We got Favorite out of the way. Now let's talk about the plus plus era as a whole. Now, with this, I decided there would be the era that BBC, like, there's going to be 2 different girls, but for 2 different reasons. The first one is the era that's basically surrounding them, like the era that, you know, BBC is totally pushing a person towards, like, and you can't deny that they look really good in it or whatever, even if you're upset about certain things that happened during the plus plus era, like, you can't deny this one person got a lot of attention. And then the second girl is a girl who I felt was really cool in the era and just was all around just, there was a noticeable shift in how much people liked her or respected her or whatever. Like, her fan base grew, basically, just a good bit, you know. And for me, the girl who BBC was obviously pushing, who did really, really well during the era and stood out a lot during the era just on her own, even with BBC promoting her slightly, was Heejin. I don't care what anyone says. You can be as mad as you want to be about members being mistreated on the title track. But you can't deny that Miss Heejin popped off, okay? Like, Heejin actually wrecked me a lot more than what she usually does. I mean, they all wreck me at some point. But, you know, like, she started wrecking me a lot more. She has this bright smile. She got a lot of camera time. Her lines were really nice. Like, her voice sounded really fresh and, you know, different and new. Like, every time she sung. It's just, she stood out so much during the Hi Hi era. And even though I got tired of them doing the same haircut or same hairstyling over and over again, Heejin's little pigtail things that went around her head, to me, never got old. It fits her face well. It brings out her smile and, like, her eyes. And so I feel like I feel like Heejin's body type fit, like, the outfits they were giving them, which was just tennis outfits and then really good outfits towards the end. Like, she just had so much going on during that era, and she got a lot of CFs. And so I just feel like Heejin totally owned the plus plus era. But another girl that owned the era without BBC having to push her a lot was, I felt, also, Heejin's lines, some of her lines are iconic, and also, you know, in Favorite, she got a lot of screen time, but she also had her stage presence down to a point. Like, oh my god. Even though Kim Lip and Eve outshone the song, like, when it was a pre-release by itself, and then, like, some of the stages, Heejin still popped off, man. Like, oh my god, Heejin. Now, I feel like this might be an unpopular opinion, but let me just explain. Yeojin totally was the second person who owned the era. Now, why am I saying Yeojin? Well, I think I'm also saying Yeojin because of this. Yeojin, she was trapped in BBC's basement for a long time. Like, even longer than Heejin, because Heejin got to, like, at least go do Mix 9, and have subunit promotions or whatever. Yeojin was the girl who would do a live every now and then, but, like, she only had her solo debut. So, when everyone saw Yeojin for the first time, doing promotions with the girls, and, like, it was like a year. Like, it was a little over a year since she had done a solo debut, and everyone was shook because Yeojin matured so much. She looked so happy and bright and just, she was glowing, okay? I love Yeojin with those weird buns. Like, I don't even care. Like, it's a weird hairstyle. No one would ever wear it. But, like, bitch, she looks so cute as in it. She's my child. Protect Yeojin. She's our child. Bless Yeojin. Yeojin is a blessing. By the way, ignore that burn mark on my arm. I touched a hot pan right there. If you can see it. Like that. And then I was like, oh, I burnt myself. But it's okay. It happens. I just didn't want you to think, oh my God, what happened to her arm? It was my fault. I burnt myself with a pan on accident. So, anyways, like, she had those cute buns. Once again, I felt like her body type and just her age in general fit the concept because it was very cute, very sweet. And Yeojin, even though she's a little bit of a loud maknae, she's a cute, sweet bean who we all love. But, like, she matured so much, and not only just, like, in the fact that she literally debuted when she was 16. She literally debuted solely when she was 14, and then she's 16. Clearly, there's going to be a bit of a maturation when you go through that. But also, Yeojin, like, voice-wise, like, the way that she was doing vocals in the songs, bitch, pop off. Like, her line in Yogi, where she's like, boom, boom, kya, and like a me, boom, boom, kya. Like, she had her deep, huskier voice. I'm like, pop off, bitch. Like, sing. Sing, my child, sing. And, like, she got a good, fair amount of lines, to be honest. Like, I know so many people are like, Yeojin got the short end of the stick, but I thought that she actually got a lot more attention than what I thought she was gonna get. Like, maybe not as much in Favorite, but, like, in Hi, like, she got a good amount of screen time. She got a good amount of lines. She, like, even has a part where she's the center. Like, it's a lot more for Yeojin than I was expecting. And I just felt like, in some of the photo shoots with the ads that they were doing, Yeojin always looked so good. She always looked so mature. Not grown up, because she's not an adult, but just mature. She looked so mature and so happy, and she was radiating. And her energy in variety shows was off the roof. She wasn't really that shy or nervous like some of the other girls were. She was just open and honest. And it was just so nice to see Yeojin again. I don't know. Maybe that's why. But, like, Yeojin just looked so cute during that era. And she just looked so happy. And I think that's why Yeojin is a person that I tie with Heejin for standing out. Because Heejin stood out because she was getting promoted as the center a lot. And, like, she had a lot of screen time and stuff and had a lot of good lines. But Yeojin just grew so much. And we saw how much she grew since her solo debut. And we saw how much she radiated during the debut with all 12 girls and how happy she was. And, an era doesn't necessarily mean, visual-wise. It also means a lot of other different factors. And I felt like Yeojin also got a little bit more appreciation because just before Loona had debuted, there was a fan site who shut down because people were harassing them and bullying them for posting Yeojin, calling Yeojin ugly. But Yeojin came back stronger than ever, and I think she even gained a fair amount of fans from their debut. I'm not saying it's a huge amount. She's still, I think, the least popular member, like, in the group. But I think that more people started appreciating her after this. And like when you saw like people in Luna's studio, you know, even though she didn't get as many tickets sold as some of the other girls, she still got a fair good amount, like a lot more than I was expecting. And I think that people were cheering her on, and it was like, oh my god, you know, Yojin's getting a lot of attention, and she got a lot more attention after Luna's studio. So I feel like Yojin grew a lot compared to what she had before, because there were some people who at first did not even know that Yojin existed. And then, you know, after this era, she got a good bit of attention. So you don't have to agree with that. You can think it's somebody else. I don't really care either way. But it's just my opinion on how I view it. Who I feel owned the era. Like, you don't even have to have two people. I just have two people because, you know, there's the one that BBC is obviously pushing, which for Bye Bye is Go On. But then there's going to be the member that gains a little bit more popularity and gains a lot more respect and attention from the public, which, in my opinion, I think is going to be Hustle. I'm not so sure yet because the era hasn't happened, and we'll have to see if any other member surpasses Go On as it being her era. But like, I don't think that'll happen because Go On looks stunning in literally everything that we've seen her in so far. So, I mean, not that the other girls don't look stunning, just, you know, like, I feel like Go On is going to get a lot of attention from this. But I also feel like Hustle might too, because Hustle now is the most liked Luna girl teaser. When her teaser came out with her short hair, everybody liked that shit. It's not even just on Instagram, it's on Twitter too, and it's like, oh bitch. And I feel like she's also gonna get a lot more attention this comeback than in the previous one, though I can't be certain. I'm pretty sure she is, because she also had like her own little individual Lunaverse teaser, which mainly YY had, or mainly, I guess, Go On, Olivia, and Hustle had. But if you had to ask me what I ranked any of the other girls as for the plus plus era, if I had a ranking order, I feel like I can't pick because everyone else also looked really, really good. If I had to say who least got the, like, who it wasn't their era at all, they're still great and amazing or whatever, but it didn't really feel like their era. In the plus plus era, for me, it would probably actually have to be Hyunjin. Because Hyunjin already has a solid fan base and stuff, but like, I feel like she didn't really gain new fan sites, and she didn't really gain too much attention from their debut, but she was also snubbed a bit. Actually, she was probably snubbed the most, so, by BBC at least. And, you know, I feel like there could have been more done with Hyunjin during the plus plus era, because she's amazing and great, but I just feel like she just didn't stand out as much as some of the other girls. And so, that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with that at all. Like, I'm not saying you do. It's just an opinion. But it's not me being mean, because literally Hyunjin along with Kim Lip are like my ulti-bias records from Luna. So like, that's not being biased. That's not me being biased against her or anything, because I literally get wrecked by her all the time. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm wondering where Bye Bye is going to go, the era. Because I am very curious to see what's going to happen. But after the Bye Bye teasers come out, I'm going to be doing a hair review, not really a fashion review, because fashion is more or less like, if I like an outfit, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I can describe maybe some elements as to why I don't like it, but for me, fashion-wise, like, I don't normally give that much of a crap about fashion. I like fangirling over outfits that I really like, but outfits that I dislike, I just dislike mainly for like one or two reasons, and then that's it. I don't have an in-depth taste when it comes to fashion. If something looks good, it looks good, and if something doesn't, it doesn't. That's just me. But hair is something that I give a crap about because I love drawing people, K-pop idols specifically, and if I don't like their hair color, more than likely I'm gonna draw them a little less because I won't enjoy doing the hair, or I might draw them more and try to make a better way of doing the hair color because I want to do the hair color justice. And like so far, everyone's hair is great except for Kim Lip's. And once again, that's not me being mean to Kim Lip. That's me being mean to, like, the stylist. Because why the heck are we dyeing her hair an ashy brown with a warm red and a warm blonde? Like a warm bleached blonde. I'm like, why? What's the purpose? What's the point of it? But, even though we've seen Chu and Eve and Gohan and Olivia's hair, I kind of want to see their teaser pictures to get a full-on thing about what the styling is going to be. So far, it seems like very chic. Like, Hustle and Kim Lip seem very chic and clean and nice and straightened. But we'll have to see how the rest of the girls are styled, because we don't know what the rest of the girls will be styled like. So I'm going to do a full in-depth hair review when all of the teaser pictures come out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's not as well, I guess, filmed as some of the other ones. And I got a little distracted, but I have the sprain. I'm not really worried about it that much right now. I'm in a pain, so. I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be maybe the Thank You Next album review. Because Thank You Next is coming out on February 8th, which is not that far away. It's 7 days away. Oh God, I'm worried about my mental health. But that will come out probably the 12th, because I usually give it not 12th, 10th. Because I usually give it a couple of days before I'm like, okay. And then there's a bunch of K-pop groups coming back in February and debuting in February. And I'm like, give me a rest. But the next video, more than likely after the Ariana one, will probably be Luna, because all the groups that are coming back or are debuting I don't stan, or don't stand yet. So if you want me to react to any of their stuff, just comment down below. If you want me to react to a certain video of a certain group debut or group comeback, and I will. But I won't do it unless y'all request it, because I feel like, why waste the time? But anyways, I gotta go now. This was a nice video to film. I just realized that I deleted it, and I'm like, shoot, the era is coming up soon. Do something. So I did something. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.